Bombshell follows the actual real life event of the sexual harassment lawsuit that went on throughout Fox, which I think it was 2016. And I heard about the story, but other than that, I just kind of heard it. I didn't really hear about it, never really looked into it. So going to this movie, I knew nothing. So I love when I go into true stories, not knowing anything. I get kind of thrown into the story and realizing what happened throughout the movie rather than knowing. Like, I don't going back to looking at it, like I don't remember in the news it being that bad. So I love going into real life stories like this and actually watching it like this. And all the performances in this movie, you got Charlize Theron, you've got Nicole Kidman, you got Margot Robbie, and John Lithgow, which I think was probably the standout for me, just because when I see John Lithgow, I see a nice, happy, bubbly man. Like, I don't think he's exactly like this, but if you look at his character in Daddy's Home 2, I imagine he's like that, just slightly toned down and realize that's what, when I see him, that's what I imagine he's like. So to see him in this kind of role, I was really, really taken back, because just when I see his face, I think of a really nice man. To see him in this role, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I haven't looked into it. I don't imagine he put all that weight on. I assume it was a big suit, a fat suit. But either way, he looked really, really good in this movie as well. You do have Charlize Theron, who I'm pretty sure this is only the second movie. I've seen Long Shot on this. I think these are the only movies I've seen her in. But if someone never told me she was in this, like I knew she was in this, so I knew to look out for her. But if I didn't know, I would not have known this was her, because the makeup on her is incredible. It looks nothing like her whatsoever. Even the way she talks, it doesn't really sound like her. As well, Nicole Kidman is really, really good in this. For someone who, I know Nicole Kidman, but I don't really know her that well. And I'm like, okay, it's Nicole Kidman. But she's really good in this movie. And there's Margot Robbie. I think she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress. As I was watching it, I'm like, yeah, I don't really understand it. But there's two scenes in particular. One in a meeting with John Lithgow. I thought, okay, that's a scene. And then there's a scene where she's out in the rain talking to, I can't remember the actress's name, but she's also in Ghostbusters 2016. When she's out on the phone to that actress, I can't remember her name. Whatever, Kate McKinnon. When she's on the phone with Kate McKinnon, that's when I'm like, yeah, that she deserves the Oscar nomination for that whole performance alone, because that whole speech and the whole talk they were having back and forth on the phone, I just thought was so phenomenal, and it was so real. It felt so grounded and so real, and all the emotion from this movie came at me once when that scene came. That's when every bit of emotion actually hit me. In summary, when it comes to Bombshell, this is a movie where I knew a little bit. I really did enjoy what I heard, because this story, people always went up on about #MeToo, and I had a rough idea. I didn't know much about it. Like, I actually only found out what #MeToo meant a couple of months ago, because I never really knew about it. I don't know why I never thought to learn about it, but the fact this movie going straight into it, it's horrible. There's so many scenes where I was watching it, I'm like, I can't watch this. This is really hard to watch. There's so many intense scenes, like as I said with John Lithgow, who, a man I would never expect it to ever do anything like this. To see him in these scenes, it was really, really hard to watch. And when it comes to this movie, I don't really have any ambition to watch this again. Like, I really, really did enjoy it, but I just found it to be a hard watch, because there's just so many scenes which is just really hard to watch, especially to see the women in the scenario that they're in, and the fact that this did actually happen. I don't really have any ambition to put myself through it and watch this movie again. But if you haven't seen the movie, I would recommend it. I wouldn't say it's a movie you absolutely have to see on Netflix or in cinema, because I'd say it will come to Netflix at one stage, so you can just watch it on Netflix. You're probably better off watching it on Netflix and going to the cinema, because I don't know if this movie's doing too well, because it only came out in Ireland like a couple of days ago, and I went to the cinema, and I was the only one in there, so I don't know if the movie's doing a great job in the cinema at the moment. But anyways, it will be coming to Netflix. I imagine this is 100% going to be a Netflix movie, so if you really want to see it, just wait for Netflix. But if you want to see other videos just like this one, click that subscribe button. You can see other movie reviews just like this one, and as always, thanks for watching.